Yes, guys. Okay, today we're going to do another track breakdown, this time of Smoke and Mirrors, which was recently released on Origins Records. This is the B-side to my Elements EP. And this track started out live in Reason. So we're going to jump over to the laptop screen. And I'll try and break down this Reason project for you. Now, those who have been on the group for a little while will remember that I re-downloaded Reason after many years at the start of this year and was hooked for a little while. Sadly haven't really revisited it since doing this track, but I did manage to start this sick little loop which eventually became Smoke and Mirrors, and it was finished in Ableton because I hate the sequencer in Reason now. Actually, I used to be able to use it so fluently, but yeah, years of not using it, it's, I'm just used to Ableton now. So I made this little loop and transferred it over to Ableton. So I'll start off by showing you some of these elements. Don't think that should be pitching, but hey ho. That sound is basically made by the sound of the Rhodes. The audio of that Rhodes is being sent into this filter gate, and the gates themselves are actually being triggered by something called beat map, which is intended for making beats with, or patterns for beats anyway. So you would feed the output of that into your kick, snare, hi-hat, obviously. But instead of doing that, I sent it to the gate triggers. So the speed of that triggers different patterns. See what I mean? The density of that pushes more notes down the signal path. So things like that are so good in Reason, So anyway, yeah, started with that. Started adding some more layers. Some of them that weren't used in the final mix, I don't think. That was not used in the final mix. And then finally, this sound was made a similar way. I actually included a hype knob on there. Let me unsolo all this. There she is, okay. Yeah, something's a little bit pitchy in this old loop. I'm not sure what's happened, but I'm not going to spend ages figuring it out either because it's finished now. But you get the idea. This sound was made very similar way to the last. We'll go into devices with a source sound fed into the filter gate with the beat map. But then I also did some extra bits where on the back I sent the audio from the filter gate to a splitter, which was then split between a vocoder and the master, I believe. So one went to the vocoder, one went to a mixer, which is then summed and sent to the main input. So I hope that makes sense. So basically the sound is going from this into this. This is triggering the speed of the gate as before, but the audio is sent from this into the splitter. One of it's sent to there, and one of them is sent to the summing mixer, back to the summing mixer. They're both sent back to the summing mixer, and then fed into the input of the combinator, right? But what you'll see is here is another synth, and the sound of that synth is being sent to the vocoder as well. So that is introducing some of the sonics of this sound, but the rhythmic pattern of the filter gate. Now, no, that is super fucking in depth. And might not make any sense to some of you. Reason is proper nerdy, and you can really dig into the back of it, So yeah, also to go one extra mile, I actually put a send effect, a echo on the send effect of that summing mixer, so the vocoded signal is also being fed to this dub delay. Now, yeah, I know it's all a bit crazy if you've never seen Reason before. Hopefully that's exciting for you, though, because you should go and explore it if you've got the time. Reason is fucking great. And I 100% want to start using it again. So yeah, similar to Ableton now as well, you can create like they're called racks in Ableton, but in this they're called combinators. And basically you can add knobs to control things. Excuse that pitch, I'm sorry about that, I don't know why that's doing that. But yeah, this knob that I created using the editor controls the filter cutoff of the sample. Anyway, to avoid that horrendous pitch bend, we'll jump into Ableton, where I bounced out the stems and then started layering some more stuff in Ableton and mixed it a little bit better in there as well. So let's check that out. So we're back in Ableton, familiar territory for most of us. Reason is amazing for getting ideas down and stuff, but yeah, for finishing tracks, nowadays Ableton is just a no-brainer for me. I'm so used to it as well. So I bounced my stems from Reason. As you can see here, just a lot of it's audio stems. There's the dub chord, 1 and 2. Sounds so nice together. Then I got my top drums from Reason. And then some extra drums that I've added, as you can see. Just to help pad things out. There's my trance bass, that was from Reason. So was the Bass Idea one, which I'll solo those now. Yeah, it looks like I've edited that Reason bass down a lot, and I've added this one. So this trance bass is kind of filling a space. This is obviously the main bass, the pink one, and then this is filling some gaps right at the end of the phrase, just for a bit of extra groove. Now we add the kick and it starts to make sense. Started playing with some volumes, didn't I? So yeah, then I've added this as well by the look of it. Can't remember what that is. Can't. Oh, it's that, okay. Nice. And everything just gels together, you know, all these dub chords and stuff, the rhythmic Reason one, and it's all sort of gelling together. I definitely got to squeeze a little bit more out of it by bringing this over to Ableton. And for me, these are some of my favourite bits. Yeah, for me, it's the little vocal. Love those vocals. And then this as well. So yeah, they wouldn't have happened in Reason, I don't think. Mix-wise, you know, is pretty standard for me. It's the sidechain with the track spacer, some low cut. That's on the group, by the way. So all of these are being affected by the sidechain, the filter, and low cut. Looks like a sidechain that trance bass a little bit as well. Kick is very simple, just a filter on there. Same, yeah, drum group, quite heavy compression for me actually. minus 5 dB is a little bit heavy, but it sounds good. So yeah, it's just being squashed with a glue compressor and then some more filtering and some echo. The dub chords side chained again, some chorus before that as well, that'll give it a little bit of stereo width. Then a low cut. Keeping a lot of the lows in as well. See that sounds a good example. Like I've cut below 60 there, which is basically just sub bass. But by doing that, you create this warm sound. You know, low frequencies are not always a bad thing. If you cut too many, it can quickly become quite clinical and poppy. So leaving it a bit rough and raw on the bottom end, as long as you're not crazy with the subs, yeah, could be a good thing. I think it can add texture and life to your mix. So this chord's got Portal on it, that's what's doing the crazy dub delay. That as well as the dotted 8 from Ableton. And then underneath it all, we've got this white noise texture, very subtle in the background. Again, just to help tie it together and make it a little bit more cohesive. So yeah, guys, that's it. I hope you've enjoyed checking that out. It's a bit of a different track for me, but I want to try and start more in Reason. So stay tuned. All right, nice one, guys. Peace out.